Hey everyone, welcome to Trimmings and Lace IGTV channel. I am so excited to be finally doing this because I do understand that this form of an in-person 101 conversation among us all had been long overdue, and I couldn't be more thrilled to finally be taking this plunge and indulge and create this form of an engagement network among us all, and just get to know all of you a little better. Moving forward, as far as all our conversations go, I'll try and keep them as true, as honest, and as transparent as possible. And I really do hope that whatever I have to share from my experiences, my ideologies, the value set I come from, I really do hope that there is something for each one of you to find value in and something to take away from. So having said that, let's get started. So a few weeks back, I asked you guys over my Insta stories as to what you would like me to talk about, and I'm so excited because you guys wanted to know how I started Trimmings and Lace, and I'm so grateful that you're giving me this opportunity because Trimmings and Lace, needless to say, is something I'm extremely passionate about. I've really put in my heart and soul into building this little brand or empire of mine, so I couldn't be more thrilled to share a little snippet of its journey with you guys. So thank you so much. Coming to how I started Trimmings and Lace, I started Trimmings and Lace way back when I was in college. I had just finished my graduation in commerce and I had ventured into pursuing my MBA. Now, as cliche as it may sound, fashion as an industry, as a concept, had always caught my fancy. I was forever interested in it, but a little undecided as to which stream of fashion I would want to pursue academically or professionally. When it came to my academic career, I chose very conventional fields of education. I did my graduation in commerce, as I've just mentioned, and then I went on to do my MBA. However, these two phases of my academic life did help me cement what I wanted to do professionally. And I say this because while I was in college, and I must mention I was in an all-girls college, which is a lot of fun, by the way, contrary to popular beliefs. But being in an all-girls college gave me this freedom to experiment more with style. And when I say style, I simply mean how I used to dress up. It just gave me a lot of leverage to explore my idea of fashion, or what I used to read about fashion in general. And moving into MBA, it was just, if I may put it like that, it was just a skill that I had honed and developed for myself, which I could not leave behind. And that's where Trimmings and Lace actually came into being. I still remember it was this fine Sunday morning, and this article on blogging had come up in the Indian Express, and my sister introduced me to that article, which shared how blogging is an upcoming platform, how it's still a coming up field in India. People in India are open to the concept of blogging and the like. So my sister mentioned this to me, that you like dressing up, you have a set of people who really appreciate what you wear, so why don't you start blogging? And I was like, that is something that I can certainly explore. It sounds really interesting, and it might be a good push, or it might be a good seed into what I want to do professionally. So we both sat down. Creating a blog back then was really easy. You just needed a Google profile. I created my first blog on this portal which is called Blogspot. So all you had to do was pick a name, fill in a few credentials, and there you had your blog. And that's exactly how Trimmings and Lace came into being. And so the next step after setting up the blog was posting. How my first post came into existence was also a small episode from my life. I had just come home after taking an MBA exam, and we just snapped like a few pictures of what I was wearing on that particular day, and just snapped a few pictures on the iPhone. And I remember sharing those first draft of pictures with my then boyfriend and now husband, and he encouraged me that this looks good, this is something that I'm truly confident that you would enjoy pursuing, and you will be good at. So yeah, just go ahead and post. So I created my first post, and just when I was ready to hit the publish button, it just struck me that, oh my god, you'll be open to so many people. And when I mentioned people, I was not thinking of the internet audience that I might garner over time, but it was just family and friends, and that brought in like my set of inhibitions and doubts as to whether I really want to pursue this or not. However, I still went ahead and posted that first look of mine, but what I did was I cropped off my head so that nobody actually comes to know who that person is, but do know that there is this person who's dressing up really stylishly and has a profile over the internet, has a blog. So maybe they would stop by to read and see just that. So yeah, that's exactly how the first post came into being, and I continued posting that for about 2.5 years. So after my MBA, I still remember that for about 2 to 3 months I was not doing anything except like blogging and just continuing this as a hobby or as a part of what I was doing. And during that phase also, I was very lucky because I was getting a lot of support from readers and some of my contemporaries, because there were a lot of my contemporaries who had started blogging around that time. It was a very raw and a very organic and an unexplored platform at that time. So I was happy to have their support and be on this journey with them together. So after about 4 months of pursuing this post my MBA as a hobby, let me pick up this job with an American consultancy. I was working as their business research analyst, and I was very lucky because the segment in which I was working, that was also dealing with fashion and lifestyle, which ultimately honed my skill in this sector, in this stream, and further gave me clarity that maybe I am just good at creating content and sharing that with people and delivering that to people. So maybe what I'm doing is good enough, I'm on the right track. And I was lucky that during my work experience with that company, I got to work with some really big corporate houses. I had a chance to work with Channel V. I worked with Lenovo on a very exciting project. I was also working with HUL for a very long time, which just gave me the much needed exposure and experience to finally take the plunge of plunge into being a professional, or if I look back and I say now, take the plunge of being an entrepreneur or just developing those skills. So I worked with this organization for about a year and a half, and Trimmings and Lace continued all throughout that phase, and I was just so glad and so happy because those little bits of recognition, support and encouragement from friends, family who knew I was blogging. By the way, even during that time I was blogging with my face cropped, but still I could see the love and the support that was coming in, which finally made me decide to quit the job that I was doing and start pursuing Trimmings and Lace professionally, continuing to do what I do at Trimmings and Lace. It has been such an exciting, it has been such a rewarding journey. There have been a lot of challenges, a lot of failures in this process, but I think the overall reward has been immense. It just cannot be put into words, because till date, whenever there is a new reader who joins you, there is a new comment or a new like, the feeling just takes me back to all those years when I started and I attempted to keep Trimmings and Lace under wraps because a part of me wasn't confident enough to share it with the world. You always have that fear of being judged even for how you how you look, how you dress up, what you write, or simply questioning your guts to do whatever you are doing. I still remember that during that phase I did this post on plaids and checks and the different kinds of it, and that was the first time that I received a very nasty hate comment which asked me, why do you even exist on this planet? Because in your list of mentioned content you haven't mentioned Burberry check, so why are you even existing on this planet? But yeah, so those little valuable inputs just kept me going, and today I am so grateful to call you all as my family. As I do know that there might not be opportunities where we can actually meet and sit down and have a conversation, but I'm so glad that there is a medium for us to share our thoughts, our views, and just attempt at connecting at a more personal level. And that always has been my endeavor with Trimmings and Lace. It really isn't about what I wear, from where do I shop, how how fancy are my clothes, or how much am I spending on something. No, for me it always has and always will be a medium to share with you something that comes from my value set, and just hope that there is something for you to take away from my experiences. Just like by sharing my Trimmings and Lace journey, this little journey, it's no rags to riches story. It never was, it never will be. But I do believe that, just like so many of you out there, it is just a story of being confident in knowing what you want to pursue, not professionally, not academically, but just knowing that what you want to pursue, just dreaming, valuing your dream, and just going for it. I don't want to sound pompous or like a motivational guru or something, but I've really had my share of challenges. There were also phases when I had to convince my parents that this is leading towards something fruitful. There were also times when my parents could not tell like a neighborhood auntie or a relative what I was doing, or whether I was making money out of it. I might sound like a hypocrite, but money was never a criteria for me when I jumped into blogging. It was just the idea or the drive to pursue what I wanted to in life, and I'm grateful to myself for taking that decision, because trimmings and lace is something that I wake up wanting to do each day, and I am so sure with myself that it is something that I'll continue doing towards the very end. And I really do hope that you guys do find that dream, and if you've already found it, all my best wishes to you guys to pursue it, and may it take you to greater heights, may it nurture more dreams for you and give you so much strength to fulfill all of them. And just in that process, do not forget the support you'll be getting from your family and your friends. Value that support, look out for that support, because by the end of it you might achieve one goal and move on to the next, but by the end of it, just the drive, the strength and the love of your family and friends is all that shall matter in your journey. And with that said, all my love to you guys. I really do hope that you enjoyed this very first episode, and I seek your love and blessings. Please do drop in a comment, send me an email, send across a DM, and I shall be, I shall try and be responsive to each one of you. And if I miss any of you, you're always in my thoughts, so thank you so much. And yeah, to much more and a lot of interesting stuff that's gonna come our way, and I'm looking forward to being on this journey together with you guys. So thank you so much for taking out time. I love you all, and bye.